Good morning, my friends. It's Nancy, and we're going to come back and look at our... Ooh, I'm making a lot of noise with this paper, huh? So I want to show you what we're going to do. We're going to cut the... cut around it, and then it'll just come right off of the paper. The newspaper underneath. It looks wonderful, feels wonderful, sounds wonderful, and it's crinkly, and I probably need to set it under something so it will flatten out a little bit. I used to have a bunch of heavy books, but I don't have them anymore. I used to have a lot of my first husband's school books and whatnot, but I don't have those, of course. So I'll have to find something here in this craft room that's heavy enough to set them under. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to cut this other one. Ugh, they just feel so nice. I can hardly wait to use them because they do make nice ephemera or book covers. So how is everybody this day? I am having a week of doctor appointments. Yeah, seems like I have one every day this week, but that's okay. At least it gets me out of the house. I don't do that much unless I go visit my kids. Been cooped up too long. This winter's been a long winter. Okay, now I'm going to just slide my hand under here, and it just comes right loose from the newspaper. See that? I have a piece here that I'm going to need to fix. It didn't get quite glued down. That's why you have to make sure you get all the way to the edges with your glue. So here it goes. It just comes right off. No problem. And here we have our paper. Now because I use cardstock, this one isn't as wrinkly. It feels, oh, the feel of it is just, this one was done on copy paper, and the feel of it is just unbelievable. And it looks pretty. And everything is under the napkin. And you can use them for book covers, like so. Doesn't that look nice on a book cover? Make a journal. I think so. Here's what the back side looks like. Okie dokie. So there is the texture paper and how it came out. I'm going to find something to sit on these. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just let them go. Anyway, so my next thing is I made a jelly plate last night before I went to bed. And it is a 9 by 13 jelly plate. And years ago, I don't know how many years ago, several years ago, I made this in a, I'll show you the pan. There's stuff on it. Hang on, I'll show you the pan I made it in. I made it in this pan, which came from the Dollar Tree. You see, it's not very deep. However, it's deep enough. And I took it out of the pan and I put it on one of those cutting boards that you get from the Dollar Tree. Cutting mats that come two in a package. And it's just nice to have it on that. And then I can store it. Put another one over the top of it and store it, and it'll always be on the mat. Okay, so I want to make some papers, some deli papers. But first, before I do the jelly plate, and I'm not going to do that right now, years and years and years ago, I bought artist grade tissue paper from Dick Blick. Well, I got this huge, I didn't know I was getting such a huge package of it. I'll show you. Oops. Now, I probably will never use all this in my lifetime. But it's been fun. But, you see, it's doubled over. It's not only this big, but when you take it out, it's doubled over. And, yeah, I've cut some of this, but it is huge. Huge. It's bigger than this. I can't even show you how big it is. It's 20 inches by 30 inches. And there's 480 sheets. There's one ream of this. So, I took some out. And I cut it up yesterday into, I'm hoping these will fit on the jelly plate, so that I can make some collage papers, because this will just really collage really good on. Then, but today I want to use some of my stamps on this and make some collage with some of the new stamps that I have bought. And I got them out, and some of them are new and some of them are not new, but I bought this one day before yesterday at Dollar Tree. Isn't that just gorgeous? And I've had this one for quite a while. I don't know where I got it, probably AliExpress, and it says Dream On. It's like a border. But you saw these, and you saw this one, and I want to do some stamping on these. This is a new one with the hummingbird. Some of these I haven't used. This is a new one that I bought from AliExpress before I got it just before I left Cincinnati, and this one. And most of these are older. I think this was a new one that I got from AliExpress just before I moved. I don't think I've ever used it. And this one also. And I have these that are like postcard size. I've used this one, I can tell. And then I have this one that's postcard size. So I want to do a little stamping with you today on this deli paper, not deli paper, tissue paper that's artist grade. Artist grade means that it's not, it's flimsy, it's what you buy in the store, it's a little more durable, doesn't, you know, won't fall apart when you, like tissue paper you get in your shoe box and stuff like that, or the tissue paper you buy at the Dollar Tree is very flimsy. Now, I did find it, and I found it the other day, and I don't know where I put it, so I'm just going to grab this other one over here. I always stamp on foam from the Dollar Tree. Well, actually, this came from, I think, Joann's in Cincinnati. And it's a bigger piece, but I always like to stamp on that because I get a better stamp image. Oh, this is really old. The sticker is welded to it. Yeah. Must have come out of Joann's, and yeah, my favorite place in Cincinnati to go. So I'm using these stamps, and I'm going to use some VersaFine because it's a permanent ink. Sometimes I'll make these collage papers and I'll use different colors of VersaFine, but today I'm just going to use some black. And I need to pause for a minute, so I need to find my blocks. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't going to do this video till after I come back from the doctor's. So hang on, let me find my blocks, and I'll be right back. I'm back. I couldn't find my blocks. They're somewhere in here. So I'm using a back of a, got my stamp on the back of a stamp pad. And hopefully this will work. These are new stamps, and sometimes they don't stamp as well. But let's see what we have here. I can't see the... I like my block because I can see through it. See where I'm stamping. Oh, that's pretty. Let's see if I can use this bigger block. I hate to get ink on the stamping block because it's on your page. Oh, that's stamping really nice. So, actually, I didn't get the foot on that one. That's okay. Now he's kind of 3D. That's kind of how I see anyway. 3D. Let's see if you can't even see me inking it. I gotta find my little stamp blocks because this is just not working. Okay, that's enough of him or her, whichever it is, the hummingbird. Let's do this big one down here, because when you're collaging, you just take bits and pieces of your stamped area anyway. A lot of times you don't use the whole thing. These are stamping out really cute. really pretty. If you could get it all on. But it's okay, because you can just cut those pieces out, or you tear them out anyway. So I just want to show you a few, and it's kind of boring to sit here watching me stamp, but I wanted to show you how it works on this paper. And then you can tear what you want to use in your collage. So let's try this one on a... I don't know if it's going to disappear like it would on a... Oops, I tore his beak off. He's not going to be able to get his sugar water. I'm going to try him on one of these papers. You know, I can't remember what I used, but I think this was like a... Oh, this is canvas paper. That's what this is. Let's do it on one of these. Glue him on and see what it does. Get my glue up here. And a brush. And let's just see how he does on here. Oops. Oh, it fades into the paper. Look at that. So when you buy collage paper, it is already printed. And I have bought some and I've never used it because it's too pretty. It's sitting in a drawer. But I think it's about time I get it out and use it. So see how that works? And that's why you want to use a permanent ink so it won't smear. You can't use your inks that I'm trying to think. I have a short memory this morning. I can't think. From Tim Holtz. You all know what I mean. Distress inks. You can't... Distress inks are water soluble, so you can't use those. You need to find inks that are permanent. And they will tell you on the back. If you look on the back of them, it'll tell you whether it's pigment ink for fine details is what this is. So you want a pigment ink. These are water reactive dyes, and you don't want those if you're going to use these for collage. And I don't know what else you would use it for if it wasn't for collage. So I'm going to go and do some stamping on this, and when I get it all stamped, I'll come back and show you what it looks like, because it's kind of boring to sit here and watch me stamp. I showed you how it does, but I want to show you when it's all finished. I'll be back in a little bit. I'm back, and I've got my page pretty much completed. I have a few little spaces I could do, but I'm not going to worry about it. I want to show you a different way than you saw me tear them out. Well, they're pretty. Some of them are pretty close to each other, and they you might tear into it. So what I do is I take a fine brush like this, dip it into some water, and then I find the piece that I want. So I'm going to go on this one that's way over here. Oops, too much water. And hopefully it will tear out where I want it to tear out. So then you can go in and just gently pull apart where the water was. Oops, wrong end. Oh, I'm doing really good today, huh? And you can gently tear your piece out that you want to use. And that way you can get more stamps onto your paper and have them real close together. So I got that out. Now that's ready to glue onto something. And I showed you how to glue. But I want to show you some collage papers that I bought. These are from, I don't know where they're from. I don't know if they're from Stamperia. It says Cello Bella Paper Company. But it's basically the same thing. It's your paper, and you know, you would just take portions of this. And these are so beautiful that why would you just not put them in your drawer and not use them? Like I did. But I wanted to show you just how beautiful, and you can make your own by using different stamps, different colors of stamps. You can see this was not perfect, and you don't want it perfect. And you get a lot of this one. And then I have a set of these from the same decoupage papers. And you would just cut out whatever piece you wanted. Then I have this one from Stamperia decoupage papers. And yeah, I think I'm going to pull these out and start using them in a... There's a challenge going on that decoupage 100 days. But they are already in it for like 20-30 days. But they say you can start anytime you want. Alright guys, just a little education here on stamping and making your own tissue paper. You can do this on tissue paper from the Dollar Tree. I'm not saying you can't, but when you get tissue paper from anywhere, it's going to have a shiny and a matte side. You want to stamp on the matte side. Always stamp on the, don't stamp on the shiny side. But this is artist grade tissue paper, and see it goes through to the other side. And it did mark up my piece of foam, but that's what it's for. This is for stamping. So thanks everybody for joining me today. I hope that you like this video, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment if you'd like. Subscribe, and when you subscribe you can ring the little bell at the top and it will notify you when my next video will be up. Thanks everybody. Bye bye.